Welcome to episode number 40 of About the Cards podcast, live tonight on YouTube, as always, with my host at our trading cards, Ben Wilson, Stefan Loeffler at Junk Wax Twins. I'm Big Shep at Big Shep 79, Tim Shepler. We are a podcast by collectors for collectors, hoping to bring you a smart, insightful podcast discussing trading card collecting. We're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube. You can always follow us on Twitter at About the Cards and locate us on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube if you missed the show. And make sure you subscribe and follow. You get little alerts when the show's up there to watch and we go live. What's up, fellas? How are we doing tonight?
I am excellent. How are you?
You know, I'm doing pretty well. Just another busy week. I got a new hat today, and it's for the Sacramento River Cats, who is the AAA affiliate of the Giants. But also, Ben and I have a fantasy team together, and we're called Sacktown Royalty, and we actually use this hat as our logo. So, 2 for 1, not a bad deal. Got a great deal on lids. Steph is away at the moment. We're going to get started with Alhim as he finishes up the secret mission he is on currently.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. What's up, Steph?
I'm doing great. How are you, ladies?
We're always rocking and rolling, buddy.
Of course.
So, quick update. There's a few things that happened this week. Actually, quite a bit that happened this week in the hobby. But we're going to get back to something we've been kind of talking about the last few weeks. It's something that was near and dear to our hearts, and we wanted to share with you guys that. Is all the stuff that the hobby's done for the Bice family. At Blowout TV, Houdini raised over $1,700 with a 2019 Topps Heritage case break. So people got their teams and donated extra money and to help out their family. We had the shirt going on. We're up to 17 sold, $130 raised. We actually purchased a shirt to give away on the show. So as soon as those come in, we will do some kind of a giveaway. But a lot of hobby names on here. I mean, we have Ivan from Go GTS. We have Dub Mentality, Sparty Hawk, Mark Hoyle, Scott Hermanson. Steph was on here. Chris D'Andrea is on here. So some really, some people that are known in the hobby have gone through and helped out there. They had the GoFundMe. I think they're almost at 13,000 for the GoFundMe. And that's still active, and we're going to share all those links tonight at the end of the show. But it's great to see. We want to thank everybody for doing that and supporting Brian in this time of need, and him and his family. So we appreciate that. I want to move on to last week's releases already. I'm excited because guess what? Boom. Today it came in the mail as we come live on the show. It was Topps Living the week of March 13th through the 20th, the 53rd week we've had. We had not a great week, guys. It was the worst week ever. It's the 53rd week out of 53. Just over 8,600 cards were sold. Anthony Rendon took first place. He card 157. The third baseman in the Nationals sold one shy of 2,900, which made him 155th place out of 159. My boy, my rookie superstar, who I picked up 10 of, and I looked at him earlier, no chipping. They come in great packaging. Garrett Hampstead, the rookie second baseman for the Rockies, sold 2 less than Anthony Rendon at $2,897. And Jose Abreu, the first baseman for the White Sox, sold just almost $2,900. And so all these guys placed 155, 156, 157 overall. So not a great week, the worst week we've had. The total print run is at over 954,000 at this point. I was shocked. I was really shocked by how low the number was, and everybody was under 3,000.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. This week obviously has a pretty big name. Last week I thought was a nice blend of you have a guy who's on the cusp of signing a mega deal in Rendon. Abreu, has the international aspect, and Hampson is a bigger name amongst that, maybe that second tier up and coming players. First, second year players. He's probably that second tier. But for all three of them to get below 3,000, and then the fact that Rendon and Hampson literally had a 2-card difference, and Abreu's right there, 30 or so cards behind. I think it was our friend Bo or something, either Bo or Matt, who said that they could foresee that this set kind of fading out by year's end and dying a slow death. And it does come back to the fact that we don't know the overhead associated with this set. And if 3,000 cards is fantastic, if you're sitting in a Topps boardroom saying, man, this set's done better than we could ever imagine, or if they're looking at it and going, they need X as their break even, and it's darn close to 3,000, I can't see it being quite that high. So as long as people are buying in the 2,000 to 3,000 range, I can see this set probably lasting for a long time.
Yeah, no. So it's just one of those things. But you know what? Hey, I picked up 10, and I got some crap from Brian saying, hey, you couldn't buy 2 more at a time or 3 to put him over the top. I didn't know. If I had, I would have bought more. I going to be 10 or 20, and I settled on 10.
I've been very selective of who I've bought in this set, and I don't know why I bought Hampson. It's a good-looking card, for one. But the way I kind of look at it is 2-3 years from now, who am I going to be upset that if I didn't buy and now they're in that stratosphere of $50 plus a card? And so I ended up pulling the trigger on both Rendon and Hampson.
You said you picked up somebody else as well. An old one.
Oh, Victor Robles.
Yeah.
I could see that one being one that I might have lived to regret and said, dang, I should have got that one. I picked him up. He was still only 625 or something like that. So it's like, why not? I mean, I picked up Soto and some of the other rookies last year, so why not?
Yeah, we also had 2018 Leaf Valiant Baseball drop, 2019 opening day, Topps opening day baseball, 18-19 Upper Deck SPX hockey, 2019 Panini Stars and Stripes baseball, 2018 Panini National Treasures football, and 2019 Leaf Draft football, which I did already get one Jonah Williams auto. So I've only seen one, and I purchased it. And then there was a yellow, but it was going for kind of a dumb price, so I let it go. Well, there is some news on Topps opening day. Might as well hit it now, right? So our buddy at Cardboard Icons tweeted out earlier today. He looked like he was at Target. And where did my link go? And saw Topps opening day mega boxes. So we're going to have another talk about some mega boxes that weren't really talked about. And he says, oh, look, at Topps opening day mega boxes, 1 pack of 7 red parallels plus 16 packs for $14.99. Don't forget to use your $1 off coupon that were in some Series 1 blasters. So, yeah, so some looks like maybe exclusive red parallels at Target, and they look to be in the toy section. His picture. So remember last year we were chasing down those other mega boxes that were in the toys, and no one in Sacramento, they never showed up. I can tell you that.
Target moved all of their card stuff for the most part into the back area.
Yeah, I still in all of ours. They're up front on the end of the aisle, up by the registers. So, but yeah, it's interesting because I see like right here, it's by like some stuffed monkeys, granimals. It looks like, or something in an Uno. So it's on the Uno end cap. But hey, it would have been nice to know, right?
Yeah, especially after doing that with Heritage.
Yeah, we're going to talk all about that a little bit later because that was a head scratcher.
Right.
So I'm not even seeing a checklist of any kind for the mega boxes for opening day. Obviously, I know we're going to get into Heritage, and there's a slight variation on the checklist there. But is there something different for opening day?
I don't know.
I think it's just from what I've seen, I think it's just a parallel. Yeah.
But, Ben, that means you're going to have to update your checklist again, kid.
It depends on what the parallels are. I mean, it comes down to one of these things like we're on the cusp of April, which means we're going to start seeing the yellow Walgreens from Series 1 soon.
Yeah.
If these opening day ones, I mean, I did the purple from flagship, and that cost me about $60 to $70 to piece together.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm in it that much. You really have to pick and choose.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys know, but the blue opening day ones, they're not serial numbered, and they're not special. They're not though. They're not out of 2019. I just want to make that clear.
Sorry,
no, there was we got added into a fun discussion on Twitter yesterday about opening day blues being numbered to 219 or 2019. They're not numbered, but they are numbered. If you read any material on the product, they're just not serial numbered. That's their gold. And I love the blues. I think the blues look sweet. I mean, it's probably one of the better parallels out of the two sets, I think. Absolutely. This year especially. But I thought that was funny. That's just a shout out to Jenny because I saw she's in the chat. She's actually listening tonight again. She's back.
Yeah, she told us to sick him.
Yeah,
because this guy just was not backing down. And
like 82-year-old man was attacking a young girl on Twitter. What an awesome American hero.
Yeah, he was too. And then I got into a private conversation with him, and he
what social media were you talking to him on?
He would not engage me on Twitter.
Yeah,
I hit him up because basically he was trying to prove the point that the blues were serial numbered out of 2019. And we had multiple people, Mike Summer, Brent Williams, plenty of people had said they are print run of 2019. So only 2019 copies of each card is made, but you will not find a serial number. And that's kind of what he had stuck to. And she was kind of tongue in cheek with the whole, hey, rumor has it there's only 2019. And then once it was confirmed, that was that. And he just lambasted her for saying the word rumor. He goes, I have one at home, and I'll post a picture of it later, and it says 2019 on it. And sure enough, he did by actually creating an eBay listing for it. And it was, in fact, serial numbered out of 2019. However, it was a flagship. It said right under the card number, Series 1. And he only showed a picture of the back of it. Because had he flipped it around, we would have saw that it was gold, not blue. And we were trying to explain. I mean, everybody was trying to explain to him. It was opening day in flagship, two separate conversations, two separate parallels. And so I mentioned something to him on eBay, and he then engaged, and he had a lot of choice words and name calling and stuff. And then he thought I was a female. And he told me that, he was going to stick all of his Marine buddies on me. And then I told him, I said, I don't know why you keep calling me a girl. I'm a guy. And then he just basically said, okay, goodbye. I'm like, hey, where'd you go?
Yeah. I mean, it might be based on your eBay handle. And I did put a bid on. I put a best offer in on some cards, and I didn't get a response. So.
Yeah, he definitely had some fun, and he definitely owes her an apology, but we're never going to get it because he's a knucklehead. Yeah. But such is life. It was good times yesterday, fun. But at the bottom line is, okay, blue, 2019 copies of each card.
You didn't answer me, though. I put a bid on one of your cards for sale. I didn't. Yeah, I did. I put a best offer in on some cards, and I never got a response.
You did not on mine. I did not get those, but I'll go take a look right now.
Yeah, take a look. So hot off the presses, new releases for this week. Topps Living Week of March 20th through the 27th, the 54th week. We had a Hall of Famer leading off. Card 160, Randy Johnson, pitcher, Arizona Diamondbacks. He's our fifth Diamondback. And card 161, Brandon Lowe, rookie second baseman of the Tampa Bay Rays, our fifth Ray. And card 162, Enrique Hernandez, outfielder, Los Angeles Dodgers, the ninth. Good Lord, the ninth Dodger. Yeah, Randy's cool. I kind of said, why is Diamondback? And then I got some guff because he won all those Cy Youngs in a World Series there. But come on. We all know him as a Giant. He has 300th win as a Giant.
He was 10-1 as an Astro with a 1.24 ERA or something.
He beat up a reporter as a Yankee.
I'm saying. The iconic 1989 Topps Expo.
Yeah. So why wasn't he a Mariner? But I get it. So
I guess I'm just really confused why the set's based around the year 2000, 2001. I mean, you have Derek Lowe, Orlando Hernandez, and Randy Johnson. No, bad humor. All right.
Sorry, I was looking for these phantom offers on my cards. And my eBay handle, by the way, does say "Dad" in it. DAD is part of my Twitter, or excuse me, my eBay seller name.
I
But
swear
that's your husband's account.
It
Oh,
could
got
be.
declined.
It is auto declined. Cheap,
Oh.
cheap ass.
Well, I only wanted to pay 99 cents for those Randy Johnson rookies.
Dude, if you want, I'll give them to you.
Okay. I'm not paying shipping and handling.
Man, I'll tell you what, I've had the worst problems with eBay guys today. Guy has a card listed for $20. Free shipping, okay? So $20 bill. And my thought is if it goes to auction, it's gonna sell probably for about $8 or $9 plus shipping, right? So I come in at 12 and he comes out at $19.50. Like, you putz. I came down 50 cents from $12. I went down to $11.50, right? Eye for an eye. So he declines it. So I come back at $5.01 because, there was some 501 jeans back in the day, just to kind of make him have to open up his app and decline it. And then I'm like, all right, serious. Now I've got a couple offers left. Let me go ahead and offer him 13. And then I was like, whatever, 15. And he declined that as well. And I was like, dude, come on. Yeah. And then I go to buy a couple of Topps Inception cards, which are a thicker stock. And the guy has them for each card, 99-cent shipping. I buy 3 of them. And it's my fault I didn't look at the description because I shouldn't have to at that point. I know what I'm buying. But apparently he has his shipping that if you buy 3 to 7 cards, it's $3.99. And so he goes from $2.97 shipping up to $3.99. I'm like, are you kidding me? I said, you know what? He goes, well, yeah, if you would have read the description. I said, I shouldn't have to read the description. I said, come on, dude. I said, either charge me the $2.97 or you can cancel them. And so he re-invoiced me for $2.97 and I paid. I'm just like, what is it? Like idiot eBay seller over like the last 24 hours with, and I'm going to go ahead and include that guy, John, who's the knucklehead from last night, because I've just had a bunch of eBay issues the last 3 days or last 24 hours of 3 knuckleheads.
Well, that leads us into 2019 Topps Inception Baseball launch today. $69 a box. Gronk would be happy. It's 1 pack, 7 cards a pack, 1 auto, 2 parallels, 4 base cards. It's a more modern design with a younger player focus. You would say a 100-card base set with 8 parallels. The Diamondbacks and Rangers have no base cards.
Why would they?
The White Sox have a base card. And I like this. The A's only have 2 base cards. The Twins have 3. But the Giants and the Royals each have 4 cards apiece. Who's winning now, baby?
So one thing, we have a new follower, a new listener on Twitter. His name is Chef Chris. You can see him at Chef Chris 49er without the S. He's the guy who put together that fantastic Ramon Laureano rainbow from Series 1. He bought the Ramon Laureano from Inception, the black 1 of 1. I don't know what he paid for it, but it was a decent amount. And man, the black 1 of 1s from Inception are sharp.
Yeah. And the other thing I'm excited about is the first St. Louis Cardinals card of Paul Goldschmidt's in here. So if you like Goldie and you like the Cardinals, well, you're in luck.
Yeah, but if you're looking up autos, you want to go ahead and go into the issue that we came up with.
Yeah, I was going to get there. There's 10 plus autograph card sets. But so an interesting thing was brought up today on Twitter that ComC actually tweeted at Topps, hey, why is Mitch Haniger a Diamondback in this set? He's ours now. Because they're based in Seattle. And I was like, yeah, man. And somebody's like, oh, yeah, he's been on the team 3 years. I looked up, I go, he was traded November of 16 from the D-backs to the Mariners. And so I pulled up the checklist real quick, and the guy from Topps said, oh, well, sometimes with trades, they're printed on little cards because Justice Sheffield's cards are Yankees, but he inscribed them Go Mariners. Ryan Cracknell shared that, which is kind of neat. But the Haniger, I was like, what the hell? It was years ago, right? So I pulled up and I looked at the checklist, and they're actually called legendary debuts. And there's, I think it was a 15, 16 card set that had, and the 2 Diamondbacks aren't there anymore. It's Justin Upton and Haniger. Pujols is on there, and he's going to most likely be a Cardinal.
Well, yeah, I think what they're getting at is that it's a from that person's rookie year.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying is, and so that's why he was an autograph as a Diamondback. That's who he debuted you. Yeah, so it's
Hello.
18 cards. I had to count the cards. 18 cards set.
Chris Davis is a Brewer in that.
Yeah,
because I saw that today.
Yeah, so Torrey Hunter's on here. He'll probably be a Twin. Let's see who else would have traded teams. Hideki Matsui would be a Yankee. Ortiz would probably be a Twin, right? Didi Gregorius, God, what he would have been a Diamondback?
Yeah, I think so.
It has McCutcheon in here, would have been a Pirate. Pettit would have been a Yankee. So,
two things real quick. Donruss a couple of years ago had Back to the Future inserts, which again, has your Inception, the double entendre of the name Inception. That's the name of the product, but it's also the inception of the player and their introduction into Major League Baseball. So it's kind of a fun set. And if you were a fan, if you're a Haniger guy, we've all have favorite players who have been lost. The Back to the Future inserts included Cespedes and Josh Donaldson for the A's. So it was kind of cool to get those A's cards again and recollect some of those players from years past. So, some of these players may have been bigger names on that particular team. I don't think, I don't know the love affair that the Twins fans would have with, say, David Ortiz. Steph can speak to that. But it's kind of cool to have some of these Back to the Future type cards, Inception cards.
And here's the Justice Sheffield. New York Yankees at the bottom, Go Mariners inscription.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He's in the Yankee uniform. And also, too, he has cards as an Indian because he was a minor league prospect with those guys. So, it's one of those things that happens, but it was just kind of a quirky thing that the guy from Top surrounding the handle didn't know either, that I was able to find in 10 minutes. Not even like 5 minutes. I was able to look it up. And but I never got a response back. So, it is what it is. Also this week, 2018-19 Panini Cornerstones basketball launch day, $140 a box, 1 pack per box, 6 cards a pack, 2 autographs, 1 mem, and 1 PVC insert. So I guess they're using pipe to put cards on now. 150 card base set, all numbered to 139, 4 parallels, over 5 autograph sets, a handful of mem and insert sets. Steph's pulling up now. They were pretty cool. I think those PVC, Steph, if you go, I think that's what card is that? Those cards are
Downtown.
Okay, Downtown. Those cards are awesome.
And
they remind me of the Provision.
If I'm not mistaken, they're like 1 a case.
Yeah. Ridiculousness. I just made up a word.
It sounds like your stomach was growling.
Yes.
Through your mouth.
Yes, it was because that's how much I want these cards. I don't collect basketball cards, but these are cool.
It seems like a lot of the basketball
these and products.
It seems like a lot of the basketball case hits lately, or the last few products, have all been essentially a base insert card, non-autographed. Some of them non-numbered. Yeah, it just seems like I forget some of the ones from some of the past releases.
Well, you look at like the Prism, right? It's the silvers, not numbered, not autoed, and highly collectible. And it's the card you want. It's a parallel of the base card, and there's other numbered parallels of it that don't sell sometimes as much as the silver.
Right.
It's just crazy.
What they remind me of, this may have been just past your guys' time in collecting, but 94 Fleer Provision.
Mm-hmm.
This one that I have shared, it's this one that I have shared.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Well, I know this wasn't
the 91 Black Provisions.
Yep.
Those were awesome. Those were king when I was a kid. Yeah. I had that Juan Yon, by the way, because I used to love to collect Juan Gonzalez.
So here's a topic that I know wasn't necessarily on the list for tonight, but it's very poignant because we're talking about these non-serial numbered cards. And then we have, this whole opening day gold blue series 1 stuff. Heritage had just come out recently and they've got all their throwbacks and French text and team swaps, and a lot of the cards that are desirable now, the super short prints, they're not numbered, serial numbered. No. So I think it's more clean. I would rather have a blue opening day out of 2019 than a gold Series 1 out of 2019, because I don't need that stamp that says some random 712 out of 2019. I don't need it. And then in my checklist, my database, I have to put that full serial number in there. It's just a thick number on a database. To me, it's just like, hey, I'm good knowing the blues. I'm good knowing, the throwback heritage. They only made 10 of each card. I don't need it to say 2 of 10 to whet my appetite, so to speak.
Yeah. We got a lot to get to the Hobby Chalk tonight, so we're gonna move on. That's it for new releases this week, guys. Who's that? Oh, it's Tony Gwynn. What's brewing next week's release is a handful. So we have 2019 Topps Gypsy Queen pops next week. 2019 Onyx Vintage Collection. 2019 Leaf Metal Draft Football, and 2019 Panini Prism Collegiate Draft Pick Football. So some baseball, some prospecting, some football draft picks coming out next week. I'm excited about Gypsy Queen. I know that you definitely are, Ben. So that's going to be fun next week. They're coming out with Chrome cards. I think that's a first.
Yes, and buckle up, guys, because we definitely are going to have some thoughts on the Chrome and Gypsy Queen.
Yes.
So
as we move to Infield Chat, our Hobby Talk section tonight, it's quite full, but I do want to lead off because once the Cub puts it in here, hey, when do we get to the segment where you discuss the A's having the worst record in the whole league? Yeah, the A's are right now the worst team in baseball. They are 0-1. They lost 9-7 to the Mariners yesterday. So last place is probably you're going to enjoy. Make a home.
This is ridiculous. I feel like I'm being attacked here. And in 2019,
listen, Snowflake,
socially unacceptable. Hey, hold on.
Hey, listen, real quick. With global warming happening, you're just going to melt a whole lot fast.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this much: Tim, Matt, Steph, by default, all you guys can stay the hell off of my lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Ben, the problem is if you're feeling attacked, imagine how your hitters feel.
Oh!
Hey, it wasn't our hitters; it was our pitchers. Our hitters did just fine. In fact, which begs another question:
Does Mike Fiers mean he was actually on fire as he was getting shelled?
Hey, listen, Nancy, check this out. This is the stupidest thing. The A's and Mariners are arbitrarily selected to be in this opening day Japan garbage crap, where the game is 2:30 in the morning on the Pacific Coast, where both teams happen to reside. However, Stephen Piscotty randomly hits the first home run of the year, and now I'm out $5 because I got to buy a Topps Now card saying first home run of the season for anybody.
Real quick, why didn't they just make it spring training games?
Because
who cares if it actually counts? Because don't the A's have to come back and play like a 2-game or weekend set with the Giants, which is exhibition?
Yeah,
but yet they have
regular
season stats. And now I got to buy. There's 5 Topps Now cards today, 2 of which feature Ichiro. But I had to buy Chris Davis, who happened to homer again. I think 3rd straight opening day home run. And then Piscotty hits the first home run of the year. Could have been anybody. It's like, good gosh, man, $5 out the door. Stupid.
So hey, we have an update. Last week we talked about David. I want to say it's Chimish. Anyway, he tweeted out that he's the one that had the 8 of the 9 slabs that were damaged, right? So he had an update. He goes, never ending at Beckett grading submission continues. Originally 8 of the 9 slabs came back damaged. Sent them back for reslabbing. Got them back. 3 of the 8 were damaged. So he had 1/3 of his cards damaged twice. He said, so here we go again. Will the 3rd time be a charm? But what? By the way, after this, I'm never using BGS ever again. How?
And it looks to be an Acuna auto on top.
No, I think that's Andohar.
Or yeah, that one.
But no, I mean, really, come on. How much more time and effort and labor is wasted on this and redoing these over and over again?
I'd be curious to see if it got the same grade or if they just took the flips and slipped them in a new case.
Yeah.
I imagine that's what they did. Hey, newsflash, don't grade cards and you don't have this problem.
Oh no, no! What you do is what I did. I spent $8 and I got a PSA 8 or a PSA 9 George Brett 1980 tops for my little PSA collection I've going.
Is that your oldest or
No, I have the
earliest?
no. It's I have the 75 and then 7. I'm only missing
Gotcha.
actually like 3 of his tops run cards, and one of them is the 94 tops, and I'm missing the 86 tops number 300, and then the 77 tops brothers where it's him and Ken Brett. There's only 2 on eBay, and they're both like 70. One's 70, one's 100, because there's only a handful of that card actually graded at 9. So anyway, I got a bunch of them. I might just shoot them into grading and see what happens. But yeah, so I thought that was funny. Big deal this week happened in Major League Baseball. My new best friend, Mike Trout, signed a deal of 12 years, $430 million. And that's pretty good. I mean, I played the Mega Ball tonight at work, and it's like 550. So if I win that, like, Mike Trout and I'll be hanging out together. So I figured
because he's rich and irrelevant if you listen to Colin Cowherd's dumbass.
If I win that money though, I want to see end up with, because we got to split it 3 ways. So if whatever I end up with, I'm gonna try to go buy tops.
Yeah,
so
but you have to split it 3 ways twice with the people you're in it at work with, and then us too.
No, I was gonna go buy tops and hire you to work there, but never mind.
Well, be the best decision you ever made.
Okay, so we're going to continue here, but I got some amazing news. I forgot I hit the lead really well tonight. But so how does this affect the market, his market after this, or does it? Being that when a guy of his stature, like when Machado left, Machado's not even in his same universe. I'm going to tell you that right now as far as collecting. But Machado leaving Baltimore, he went to LA for a minute, and now he's in San Diego. Those Oriole prospect cards, the most valuable, his rookie cards, his prospect cards, all those are in Baltimore uniforms. So now they're not as collectible to a new collecting base, and those collectors maybe aren't as fascinated with him, and they just don't currently hold the value. After he retires, you'll probably see it rise up if he has a Hall of Fame style career or continues like on the path he's on. Trout staying now, basically saying, hey, through the age 39 season, I'm going to be an Angel. Do you think that it keeps his cards at the same price as they are? Or do you think it gets a bump up because now he's going to be an Angel for quite some time? At least
I definitely heard of several people saying that now that they know that he's only going to be an A, that they were buying jerseys and that they were planning to buy signed memorabilia knowing that he's still going to be their A's superstar.
Yeah.
So you have two market segments, right? You have the Angels fans, and then you have the everybody else, right?
Yeah, I appreciate my Trout.
If you're an Angels fan, odds are you already have some of his most desirable cards, like the 2011 update. If there's cards out there as a Angel fan that you don't have, it's probably because they're just not affordable to you. Yeah, it's going to get a slight bump over the next few weeks. I imagine, a lot of Trouts are going to be hitting the market. It's buy high, but now's not the time to buy. So if you're part of that other market segment and you're all of a sudden buying Trout now, you're a dum-dum. I mean, it's one of those things. Wait a couple of weeks. If he's the next Mickey Mantle, you should already have a lot of his early stuff if you want to go out, because right now it's just going to be a really bad time to buy. But then again, on the other hand, his stuff's probably going to do nothing but appreciate from here on out anyway. So at some point, you're just going to have to bite the bullet. But I wouldn't buy over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
No, I thought it was interesting. I mean, I think his collectability continues to slowly rise. He wins another MVP. Hell, if he ever leads them to a World Series, it'd be crazy.
Isn't it the most Mike Trout thing to do, because he's just kind of there, flies under the radar to
Hey, I'm gonna sign this large deal on a Tuesday morning.
On a random ass Tuesday morning.
I'm not gonna go fly around, have people come meet me in Vegas and all this other BS.
I'm not going to host an ESPN special.
Yep.
it's just kind of like he's probably like sitting in the dugout, lacing up his shoes, getting ready for spring training, and they're like, "Hey, Mike, we know you don't want to negotiate, in spring training. We know you don't want to negotiate during the regular season, but we were really thinking, in light of Harper and Machado and Arenado's deals, what's
We give you
430
$10 million
sound
more.
like? Yeah, 430 sounds good. Okay, well, we have the paperwork right here. Can you just sign this?" And I mean, he's like, yeah, as he's switching hands between his left sneaker and his right sneaker, he just, signs it real quick and jots out.
He reminds me a lot of the Barry Sanders type superstar.
Right.
Yeah.
Where he's no flash. He just goes out and does what he loves the sport. He wants to go out and do his best and does that and does his thing. And then, the other thing is Rob Sports Cards here says Bregman's deal. So Bregman got a 6-year, $100 million deal, which I agree with you, Ben. In a couple of years, that's going to look super cheap. Eloy Jimenez got that ridiculous deal. He's never had a major league at bat. 6 years, $40 million?
47.5, I think.
Something, and he hasn't even had not even a major league at bat, and he got sent out of the major league camp because of his defense. Maybe that changes.
As far as the Bregman deal goes, too, and I said it's going to look really good in 2 years because, and I had a couple of people respond like it's a good deal now. It's like nobody's saying it's not a good deal now, but you have to look on it as year-to-year basis. And based on where he would be in arbitration, those first 2 years, the Astros are going to overpay him. And then the benefit will be the last 2 years of arbitration, or last year of arbitration, plus the fact it buys out 2 free agent years. That's where the savings and the value will be met. So it doesn't mean it's not a good deal. It's a fantastic deal if you're the Astros.
Well, it's a great deal for him too, because he's going to make $538,000 this year.
Yeah, honestly, who it ends up hurting are teams like the A's, because now all of a sudden, if you're Matt Chapman and you're sitting there, what do you do? I mean, did you see those 2 plays that he had against D. Gordon last night? I mean, just on the highlights, the man is ridiculous when it comes to defense.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the A's are going to have to start. I mean, hopefully they can get that stadium built in Oakland and they can rack them up.
They got the Kyler Murray money.
Yeah, all $4 million of it. And anybody out there that says this Mike Trout deal is a ridiculous overpay, please go on Twitter and fight me, because I'll tell you why it's an underpay. And the fact that Mike Trout's average annual value for this year and next, he only got a 6% bump.
Dude,
moving forward. That's it.
Hey, bro.
Shot.
If he became a free agent, the Yankees would say, okay, our franchise is worth X number of dollars. Here's your contract for $500 million plus 5 or 10% of the franchise. Like, here you go.
Well, and that's the thing is
you want to wear number 7 out there? Sure. Sure. You know what? How about this? We'll rotate. You can wear 1 through 9 every day. Like just rotate. If you want to wear 3 for Babe Ruth, yeah, hell, screw it. Pull it down. Wear 3.
Well, are you telling me that? So he signs for 12 for 430, which is 36 average. You're telling me he wouldn't have got 45 on the open market, which is 540? I mean, I tweeted out today, 12 million or 12 years at 600 million would not have been out of the realm of consideration. I mean, he took a discount to stay in LA, as bad as that sounds. And many people have argued, including some idiot sportscaster in Milwaukee, that if you think this is a good deal, you're drinking Kool-Aid. The biggest thing you can do is take this contract and try to relate it to what police officers and firefighters and teachers make, because it's not the same. It is not a lateral argument whatsoever. You have to look at everything within the industry in which it's made. And, bottom line is he's the best player that we've seen possibly of all time, when all is said and done.
Yeah, he's getting there. And I love Freddie Lund's tweet here that stuff pulled up. Trout signing for $430 million for 12 years. At Mike Trout, congratulations. At least he won't be a Yankee.
I love it.
And Freddie was a big time free agent, the Red Sox did trade him to the Angels, but that was a big deal at the time. I mean, the guy had been a Rookie of the Year MVP, was a big part of that team, and had a down season and ended up going to the Angels. And God, they they had an all-time name team in that early 80s with him and Reggie Jackson. They had
Rod Carew.
Yeah, Rod Carew on the team. Doug DeSenz was on that team, and the other guy's slipping my mind.
Nolan Ryan.
Nolan. Nolan for a year or two. I don't know if all of them. I don't think Nolan played all with them.
Maybe not with all of them, but he was there in the first part of the 80s.
Yeah, but no, as an infielder, Bobby Grich.
Yeah, and so, Grich was just as valuable during the second half of Reggie Jackson's season. He was actually better than Reggie Jackson if you discount the first 5 years from Oakland.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, man, the Angels were trying hard back then, but they were just collecting names. I think that kind of like the Raiders do in football. But real quick, so
let's not forget that Antonio Brown and Vontaze Burfict are going to be in the same locker room every day of the season.
They hate each other anyway.
I'm a Raider fan again, just for no other reason than that stupid. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and there's I think Ben might be in trouble just reading the live chat here by Heather Wilson, but I love when she chimes in.
I think the more arguable point, Ben, for that would have been.
Oh, dear Lord. I'm going to have to light that girl up when she gets home. So,
somebody my wife, who's a CEO or executive compared to a janitor in the same company.
Yeah, I'm going to mute Ben. I muted Ben just so he doesn't. Yeah, I muted Ben so he doesn't get in trouble.
Now, my wife says it's not a ladder argument, and she doesn't agree that baseball players or any sports players should be paid millions of dollars because we do have people like firemen, police officers, and teachers.
Ben, and our friend, that's all you say.
Our friend Ivan made a really good point today because somebody had argued. Somebody had argued and asked him a serious question. He goes, obviously Ivan has a financial background, as do I. And he basically asked the question, why are these guys being paid millions when you have teachers and firefighters that are not? And they're making 50, 75K a year. And he goes, how do you explain that to your children? And the point that Ivan made is if you only had, 800 plus teachers and that's it in the world, what would their pay scale be? In other words, you have a private industry where the market value and the market worth of a player is worth X. What is X worth? And the bottom line is you have a very finite amount of people who can play this game at this level. You have millions of people who are passionate about it and use their hard-earned money in order to support the system in which these players are capable of making this kind of money. It's different when firefighters and police officers are paid for by the state. So it really is it's not a lateral argument. And you have to really understand the dynamics of the fact that this is a private industry where it's worth, $8-9 billion, and that money's going to trickle down. And yeah, the players deserve to get a considerable portion of that because that money's going to be there regardless. Yeah. And would you rather have it going into the owner's hands or the players? Mike Trout is compensated as the best player, the best individual within the confines of the industry in which he's in. Is it fair? No, and nobody's making that argument. But you have to understand the dynamics of the economic system in which he finds himself versus where we find ourselves.
To boil it down for dum-dums like me that went to Chico State, there were less baseball players, or less people in the world that can play professional baseball than there are that can go out and teach, be firemen, police officers, paramedics, any of the first responders. Now, are they more important? No. But there's just less of them that are able to compete at that level. And like Ben said, it's a private market. They're able to pay and do whatever they want. When it comes to the public sector, those jobs are very valuable. But at the same time, they're being paid by taxpayers' dollars. So if you want to pay them more, expect to pay more in taxes. Right?
Sorry, I'm just watching Ben add more gasoline to the fire. But no, what I was trying to say was that it's kind of like the CEO versus the janitor. The CEO may make all the decisions and may be the head of the company, the top of the class. However, the janitor probably works harder, not necessarily provides as much monetarily, but they deserve to be paid just as much, some would argue.
But how? But why is that? Okay, so hold on. I want to say something, and then I'll let Ben. We're going to move on because we got a lot to get to tonight. My big thing is the one guy's the janitor, one guy's the CEO. What did that CEO have to do to get to that position? What schooling? How long did it take him to get there?
Right,
and that's why he's paid as he is.
Correct. Where the janitor could be some 18-year-old kid somebody that never didn't go to school, right? And they just hopped. They were just like, hey, I just need a job, right?
And to say that they work harder is a very naive and or ignorant response, because if you haven't sat in a boardroom and had to make a potentially multi-billion-dollar decision that affects thousands and thousands of potential workers and subordinates, I mean, define hard, because those are decisions that are tough and you have to have a lot of research. It may not be a physical job, but it's definitely not again, you're talking about there's a reason that the amount of people that would be qualified to run Fortune 500 company, say Pepsi, for instance. There's only a handful of people in the world that could possibly do that. So yeah, they're going to be compensated extremely well. Yeah. And that's just what that is.
But at the same time, you have a whole slew of people that do work at the top as a CEO of a company that goes under, kind of like an 82-year-old on eBay who thinks he knows more than Ben.
Yeah, which Jenny points out that let's not forget who's the most important, the 82-year-old Topps Platinum members of the world, because that was his thing. Hey, I am a Topps Platinum member, and I'm like, just because you like to pay MSRP of full retail price, and that makes you qualified for a Platinum member, I'll never be a Platinum member, dum-dum, because I'm not going to spend their asking price.
Yeah,
sorry.
So, breaking news: I'm no longer blocked by Leaf trading cards on Twitter. I randomly found this out because someone else had posted one of their retweeted the tweet, and I could actually read it. So nice. I don't know what happened, but hey, thank you. I don't know what I did, but thanks for bringing me back. Maybe they'll listen to the show. If you are, hello. Also, too, we have a new logo we threw up there today. Let us know what you think. We kept the green and the black because it kind of stands out, and so let me know let us know what you think. There's some big news. Blowout Buzz sent out a tweet. What day was this? Gosh, come on, load. So they sent it out on the 15th, so 5 days ago, that they found some mega boxes of Topps Heritage at Walmart. 15 packs, 1 pack of 3 Heritage Topps Chrome cards. There's 100 cards there. So yeah, we didn't know what the hell. And then the checklist didn't come out until a couple of days after that. And it's like, really, you guys couldn't forget?
And then they dropped, like we were talking about earlier, the opening day mega box, because opening day needs a mega box.
Yeah. Surprise.
So just real quick, I had to light my wife up in the chat room on YouTube just now because she thinks teachers should be more paid, and she will get home probably before this show ends. So there's a really good chance.
We'll get to see her stab you.
You'll get to see the beating right on air. There's a good chance, I'm going to get smacked upside the head. So let's talk about that. So.
No, but so on this mega box, like, why didn't they tell us? Why did they continue to forget to tell us that retail stuff's coming out, or just not want to tell us? Like, I'm not going to be able to go to the National this year, so when they have their little Topps thing, if you're going, ask.
I'll probably admit.
Damn it, Steph. That's how I started loving Steph, is watching. It was a couple years ago when you blew him up about why the Twins weren't in certain sets, and just like, why?
My team, but you underrepresent the other teams in the league. And yeah, sure, you're going to blow up the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Indians because they were recently in the World Series that year. But you're not going to have, the Twins or the Kansas City Royals, or someone dared me to mention the Brewers. I think King's cards mentioned it specifically. Like, but where are these teams? I mean, Bowman, that year, Bowman, and I'm not counting the top prospects or the current top Chrome Top Prospects Ben, because that is not the base set. But for the first time since 1948, the Twins/Senators franchise did not have a Bowman card.
Yeah.
Where's
no, and there were a bunch of years too when the Astros weren't so good that there was times where they weren't even like multiple releases.
Right.
Multiple releases. So I think we're probably going to lose Ben as he goes on rants here on teachers and government salaries.
Just real quick. One of my favorite lines, just because we were talking about teacher salaries in as a parallel to athletes. One of the greatest lines, and I've actually thought about getting this on a big poster for my wall, is about education. And it's Rob Lowe's character, Sam Seaborn, in The West Wing. And it says, education is a silver bullet. Education is everything. We don't need little changes. We need gigantic, monumental changes. Schools should be palaces. Competition for the best teachers should be fierce. They should be making six-figure salaries. Schools should be incredibly expensive for government and absolutely free of charge for its citizens, just like national defense. Beautiful, eloquent, poignant. However, until it is, teachers are going to make $50,000 and athletes are going to make tens of millions of dollars because it's a private industry. So anyway, moving on to heritage, I hate the Chromes and I hate that there's a brand new checklist.
Yeah, I'm just frustrated. That's where I'm at.
No,
and it costs it's $40 for this mega box. I saw them the other day. I picked one up, held it, and I set it right back down.
I was searching for Chris Davis cards the other day, 3 days ago, and all of a sudden there's a new clubhouse relic of Chris Davis, and I bought the Matt Chapman. I'm just thinking to myself, where did I miss the Chris Davis? Did I decide I wasn't buying it, so I left it off my checklist? Yeah. No, it's part of the mega, and it's the additional clubhouse collection relics, and it's just like,
if you're not following at Blowout Buzz, I would. Just good hobby information, like daily. Like just listen, like a little blurb, and you can catch up pretty much on. You can catch up on stuff pretty quickly.
No, and there's also they ask a lot of questions about our hobby, collecting stuff, and so they'll throw out different questions. What's your favorite card? What's your this? What's your that?
I believe it. Whoever's running that account, I mean, they have to have some good hobby knowledge and connections. So.
Yeah, no, it's a good. There's a lot of conversation from some of the tweets that they put out.
Yeah,
it's a good way to kind of connect with other collectors on Twitter.
Reminds me of an old follow I used to have. But
yeah, definitely an old one.
Mm-hmm. At Literal Quick sent out a tweet today. Now, actually, this is a couple days ago, and it was interesting. It says, "Hey, at Penny America, sorting cards for at Crack and Wax. Love Crack and Wax. Case break, and boy howdy, there are more ding corners in this case than non-dings. This is rough, man." And there's a picture of 4 cards just smashed. Just smashed. It's a Javier Baez, Sandy Alcantara, Glaber, and then I can't see the bottom name, but I mean, it looks like someone dropped these from a 10-story building. And I know, Steph, you said you opened a box and you didn't have any damaged cards.
Not relic, not base card, nothing.
And so I don't know what's going on there, but I'm sure if you reach out to them, they would replace the cards.
Usually.
Just to be, something to be on the lookout for. I mean, I always look at that when I'm opening packs, and it does happen. And you get the crinkle top cards where the one card got stuck at the top of the bottom of the pack when they, crinkled it shut. And then those are super expensive one-on-ones,
Of course. So. I'm pulling up the picture here.
Yeah.
But when you have that pack after pack, the optics look really bad.
Oh, it does. Especially with the case
observer, right? And then you have a breaker who does charity breaks. No, that's not that it shouldn't matter, but it's just like, dude, I mean, people are buying into his stuff like everybody else, and you deserve the product that you're paying for. It shouldn't be coming out of packs like that, especially in this day and age when, printing methods are so good that you don't have miscut cards anymore. It's like, why aren't the packing and manufacturing distribution, why isn't it all on point, dude? It's 2019. It's not 1974 anymore.
Yeah.
Right. It shouldn't be a quirk of your product. corners are dimmed.
We're just being punny tonight.
I am.
And then at Becker the Beast 7 had sends out he was trolling, he was going through eBay and found an awesome listing of a Danny Etling auto who was a quarterback draft pick by the Patriots. And the auto, the description of the sale says, "This is an auto where I peeled off his auto and replaced it with my own message because the Patriots are cheaters and don't deserve their memorabilia preserved." By the way, he put off, or he put of instead of off, and there is spelled like I'm, it's
So,
over there, not
There's
there.
a auto, not an auto. The I isn't capitalized.
There's a lot wrong.
Patriots is capitalized. Cheaters is misspelled. There's no apostrophe and don't.
It's terrible. So it's not very smart, but I like what the guy did. So he tears off the auto and he writes on there, "I'm a bitch." One of 2018 Panini or Prism Danny Etling Green Pulsar Auto New England Patriots version 1/1. Like, just awesomeness.
Minus the capitalized B. I actually almost spelled all of that right.
Yeah. Way to go.
Well, yeah, hey.
And it's a decent price. And there's a bunch of people watching it. I mean, so
it's like you almost want to buy it and then we'll give it away on the show.
Yeah.
Other than because he's tampered with it, who knows what kind of, lawsuits there are.
No, see, that's only tampering in Dallas that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was awesome. And then so we're gonna get into some more collecting stuff as we come up, but those were just some fun things we saw. So Steph had a great question. He asked Ben and Ben and I, God, that's what his name is, right?
As I normally do.
Yeah. Have you gone back and looked at this came from last week's Stars and Stripes. Have you gone back and looked at Panini or Topps Team USA sets and bought cards for your team or player after they actually get drafted? So a lot of times they have the under, 15 guys. They have the collegiate players, and they also have the World Baseball Classic guys. Mm-hmm. And some of those guys weren't with a major league club at the time. But if they do end up with a major league club, do you go back and make a priority to go and add them to your team collection?
Well, and I asked my coworker this question, and his answer would have been, it would depend on the era, just because the junk wax stuff you could probably find for a nickel. But if it's more recent, it would depend on how decent the player is, because I can't see Rangers and Darvish fans not going back and picking up his 2009 Bowman Chrome World Baseball Classic cards. Whereas Bryce Harper fans might go back up and pick up his Team USA 2010 Bowman Chromes. That's not to say that you're going to go pick up each and every single card because, well, yeah. But it's an option. And I was curious whether other people were that meticulous with their collection.
Well, Matt Olson had some, so he's a prime example of somebody that back in 2015 might not have been on a lot of A's fans' radars as far as the collecting portion goes. I collect green and gold, so do I go back and buy his Panini Stars and Stripes stuff from yesteryear, so to speak? I don't know that I do because they're still not A's cards. But, sure. It's one of those things that, I did buy his Under Armour auto a few shows ago. Tim and I were there, and he's like, why don't you buy that, dude? You're here. And I actually overpaid for it. Probably, peer pressure.
Felt a little bad about that.
Huh?
Felt a little bad about that.
Yeah, but I only paid by like an extra $3 or $4. But it was one of those things that, it's a good card to have. So to answer your question, Steph, yeah, I would. If I don't think I would go pursue it by looking up the checklist and say, hey, I'm going to look at the 2015 checklist tomorrow, and I'm going to see if there's anybody recognizable, any of my guys.
Sure.
Hi, honey.
The wife's home guys.
Hi, Ben.
So, anyway,
hey, if you need someone to take Ben's A's cards away after you dispose of him, let us know. We'll help you out.
I think this is where we start seeing like Amazing Grace or something, dude.
Yeah, I think we might need to. Yeah.
She's hiding in the shadows back there.
She is. She's back there by the kitchen too, dude. Anyway,
you're gonna get juiced, my friend.
It is. So at least I'm on camera though, so you guys can send help.
Not if I kick you out.
That's true. Son of a gun.
If I get a text from Heather that says, "Hey, can you cut the feed?" Boom.
So anyway, we have a lot to talk about tonight, guys. Let's move on to the next segment.
The other one was at Cards from the Attic asked, "Do you have any reprint sets in your collection?" I think he showed was a 54 Topps reprint set. But if so, why? And if not, why not?
Yes. Solely because I'm not a millionaire. And as much as I'd like one right now, I'm not about to go out and buy a T206 Walter Johnson.
Which can be had for a couple $100. They're not that expensive.
Sure, but I'd want one that has nice eye appeal, and it would probably be $2-3 grand. Yeah, I'll take the reprint. Some of the more recent stuff, like the Topps did a 52 set in like 83, and then did like the 53, 54 set in like 91, 92, 93, somewhere in there. I mean, yeah, just because there were nickels, but intentionally going back and buying some of the like tobacco card mini, essentially self-made stuff. Yeah, no. I don't go chasing it. If I find it at a show for a nickel, yeah, sure, I'll toss it in my pile. But
I've used them as placeholders on certain things.
Sure, and that's a great use for them.
Like, or even like those Burger's Best cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the card your mom threw out inserts. If it's a Hall of Fame rookie card and it's one I'm chasing, I find it, I'll pull that out and set it aside. And so it's like, it's in that collection, but I know, hey, this is one I need to replace, or this is one I need to get. Or if fill in an older set, if you're just trying to when you want to make the page kind of look like how it should be, that's the only time I've done it. I would like to have that reprint 52 set just because, hey, that's the,
as a Royals collector, you don't have as many to worry about though, because you guys don't go back as far
69.
as the Senators and obviously the Philly A's. But just real quick, you mentioned Burger's Best, and I forget who it was on Twitter that bought a Walgreens repack. It had the Strasburg rookie card on it, and he opened it up and flipped it around, and it was the Burger's Best. He was like, bested again by Walgreens. I just thought,
hey, you know what though? I've bought those $5 things from them before, and I pulled out a Harper rookie. So,
speaking of pulling stuff out, there's a guy that on Facebook bought a collection. I don't know what he paid for it, but he was going through the cards, and in there was a damn nice 1991 Desert Shield Chipper Jones.
Nice.
Really, really nice. I don't know what he paid, but yeah, I've got lots of reprints. I mean, I've got the T206 on porcelain Eddie Plank, which is a really nice, I've got a couple of other aged reprints of Cobb and Walter Johnson from T206, but I've got the 52 and 53 reprint sets for the A's, as well as the 53, the complete set, which I think came out in 91.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've bought some of the old early pre-war releases that they've made complete sets of for the A's, because like Steph said, you're not a millionaire. You're not going to have it all. It's a placeholder. And it's kind of cool when you look at my 1952 Topps team set right afterward. And even though it's not from 52, I put the reprint set right behind it because it's kind of neat to have them side by side, But there's nothing wrong with reprints. It's a good way to have either placeholders, pull the reprint out when you get the original, or just keep them as a reprint set. There's a reason that they make them. They're nice.
Yeah.
Well, and to your point of there's a reason people want them. Check this out. Uncut sheet 68 Topps reprint proof with 14 sold, and I saw several watchers on their list results. Now, thankfully, these say reprint. Otherwise, BGS might have slabbed them as authentic.
While we're talking about reprints, though, let's be serious for a minute. We don't need any more iconic cards. I don't need any more 69s or 80. Yeah, she's coming, dude. I'm serious. Oh, son of a gun.
Now you have to be nice. The mom's watching.
Yeah.
23 watching.
Okay, there's 23 witnesses. Dude, you can't do anything.
Do it.
As we move on, so I picked up a piece of my childhood today or this week, and it's based on Ben Aguirre at Cardboard Icons. Tweeted out, and he put at a blog post. By the way, again, my favorite blog to read because, again, short, smart stories that make you want to collect. A 1988 Topps George Brett folder card.
Nice. I have several of those buckets.
Now, I had this as a kid. I remember Bo Jackson, Willie Wilson begged my mom at Target, like cried to buy these for me. And she finally broke down and did. And the other thing was I think I poked holes in mine to put them inside my Trapper Keeper because back in the late 80s, it was all about the Trapper Keeper.
Trapper Keeper. Do with your AC Slater pants?
Yes. I was wearing my jam. I was cool, man. I had a Trapper. I was the I was the bee's knees.
Dude, I'll tell you this much. I was my parents, for whatever reason, it wasn't that we were middle class growing up. We could afford a Trapper Keeper, but my parents would never get it because they're like, well, the Velcro goes bad. And I'm just like, man, child, please.
You're making a Trapper Keeper.
I had I had the 88 McGuire because it had the rookie cup on there. I remember that too.
I got it out in the garage. I'll let you take a picture with it next time you come over.
That's okay. I'll just take it from you. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna be around.
Right now, I'm intimidated by my wife. So,
at Wax Heaven, Mario sent out. So he sent out this tweet. Anyone else think this kid is being coached? I collected at his age, and some of the stuff, or some of the things that he says come off very scripted, more than an observation, just an observation. So, it was a link to our Brody the Kid video on Twitter, and he was hawking opening day. And, the video is probably recorded a couple times. He's a young kid. They probably were helping him along. But again, it didn't seem, I don't know, to me, either super genuine or not. But again, when you're that age and you want to put something out there, you're probably going to have to record it a couple of times. So right. I'm not going to bust him too bad about it. But
our opening segment, like the first line or two of our show each week, should probably be pre-recorded so that you don't mess up week after week after week.
Yeah, I know, but it gives it authentication, and
I mean, he's a kid, and I'm not going to say anything disparaging of a kid.
Right.
He's a collector, cool. Topps has kind of had him as part of the national and other things. Good for him. Is it going to come across as scripted? Yeah, he's probably being coached along. He's a kid. It's like, at what point do we draw the line and go, hey, it's good to have him a part of the hobby, just like everybody else. Right. And when we start harping on the fact that Topps has him in, this and that, and they invite him to the national, at what point does it look like it's a bunch of us 40-year-olds getting jealous? Because that's really what it comes from. A lot of
let me do their videos.
It's great that they're using him as a way to hit the younger markets, but and again, nothing against the kid. It's great. I would have loved to have that spot at when I was his age.
Yeah,
but I mean, it comes off as PR, and that's part of what it is.
But it should be. I think that you go with the first run.
Sure,
make it look real.
I agree, and yeah, it's PR. But as long as you know that, and I know that, and he knows that, and Topps knows that, and everybody knows that, then we can just take it for what it is. That's what it is. Heck, I just was reading today that kid. I don't know. I don't follow college sports, but that kid that's crying from a couple of years ago, really famous little white boy.
Oh yeah, from the
lift up his hands and crying. I forget which
Northwestern.
He's doing a Pizza Hut commercial or something like that now, and it's like you're everybody gets their 15 minutes of fame kind of a thing. It's like, hey, look, take it for what it is. Like it, don't like it. If it helps promote kids in the hobby, the way I look at it is Topps is trying.
Sure.
And this kid is lucky, and it's an envious position. I mean, yeah, we're 40-year-old men looking at it like, dude, if Topps called me up and said, you want to be in a promotional video? Yes. You don't even have to finish that sentence, and I would be more than happy to, because
Ryan Gray calls you up to be in a Leaf commercial.
Yeah, I'd be in a Leaf commercial. Leaf's got some of the best looking product out there. I mean, I love Leaf Metal is a fantastic product. I love some Leaf stuff, but
Hey Jenny, it's a blue parallel.
yeah, Blue
Number
Parallels. They're rumored to be numbered out of who
6.
knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
So at Bukar, Jason tweeted out, "Kids just pulled one of these. Is this what it's worth?" There's another buy it now at $229. Aaron Judge, 2019 Topps opening day super short print. And if his kids pulled this out of a pack and they're going for a few $100, and out of a $30 box, right?
Yeah, usually
$35 maybe.
Yeah, somewhere under $40, a couple blasters worth. You get to open 36 packs.
I talked about this. I'm absolutely. I paid $20 for a Sakatumi parallel at $15 maybe. Insert not parallel of Chris Davis. His dugout peaks right now. There's one listed. The guy I mentioned earlier that had the card for $20. That kept declining my offers. He has the only one listed right now for $100 or best offer. It's not a $100 card. It's probably a $25 to $30 card. 40. I suppose it depends on who's on the checklist. If we're talking just Chris Davis, I would think $40 would be the high on that. But seriously, come on. Why are these short prints and super short prints and mascot autos? And there's a dirt relic right now. The Chris Davis dirt relics, $39.99 or best offer. Yeah. But the problem is all of these only have one listed right now.
Yeah, and if his kids put up there, sell it, give them the money, and let them go reinvest into something that they really want.
Yeah.
Hey, that's going to stay that hot for that long.
To say that this is a product for kids when these dirt relics and these super short print inserts and photo variations are this expensive. I mean, it took me a couple of 6 months to buy the Cespedes one from back in 2012. It was like $45, and I refused to pay that. And finally, I broke down and got one, I think, for like $27 or something like that. But it's different. Flagship, okay, if the McGuires and the Hendersons and the Jacksons and the Bretts and the Ruth and the Gehrigs, if they're going to cost us $40-$50, so be it.
Yeah.
But that's flagship. It's a different product, and they're not linear. You can't compare one product to the other.
Yeah, didn't he talks about his Acuna Redemption auto he pulled from there from opening day.
Yeah. Right. And I mean, that's a heck of a pull, Yeah. But what's that going to cost on a secondary market? Because it's still Acuna. It's still an auto of his.
Second year, yeah.
This should not be that expensive.
But the thing is if a kid spent $35 on the box and pulled out that Judge, and he can sell for $125, more power to him. Put that to some more stuff that you want to get. Honestly, have the card, take your picture with it, do whatever you want, turn around and sell that thing, because again, at some point those aren't going to be worth what they are now.
Right. And that's something to be wary of when a set fresh releases. Everyone's rushing to get it out right now so that it's up and listed, so that people like this who can't wait 6 months or a year are going to overbid 15 times over for a $104 card.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. The 10 to 12 if I buy my kid, a 5-year-old kid, a box of opening day just to fill up his little binder and have excitement with Bentley, right? If there's anything super good in there, obviously dad's confiscating it to either set it aside for when he gets older or to sell on the secondary market. But as a super collector, I'm the guy going on there looking for the Sakatumi insert. I'm the guy looking for the short print. The 10 to 12-year-old who just got that for his allowance or his birthday is probably not on eBay tonight looking to buy all these super short prints.
Yeah.
They're there. The market is still catered. The secondary market is still catered to the big boys. It's not catered to the adolescents.
It's just crazy what a $35 box can produce for you.
No, it's great value if you can pull one of those. I mean, absolutely. I mean, if you're the guy that's looking for a return, and if any one of us would pull that Judge, most likely it's already on eBay. And we're going to sell it and turn it around, get our $35 back. You got everything for an opening day for free, right? I mean, that's what the gambling portion, the breaker era that we're in.
So there's a big video that was posted this week by at ATC 2448. Now, no relation to About the Cards, just kind of weird. Adam TC, as he's listed there. He had a video that went viral in the hobby community on Twitter this week of Vlad Guerrero tossing cards from Panini in a box. So he's just like, if you didn't see the video, it's a quick short, looks like a Snapchat video, but he's just tossing. There's a big pile in this cardboard box, just tossing cards in there. Now, yeah, it is an IG video from Jesse Guerrero on IG. But it's interesting because in the video, it went crazy. People were like, oh, look how he's treating these cards. He's not, what's Panini America doing about this? And he's got this big kitchen counter just stacked with looks like every release Panini is going to have for baseball this year that he's going to be in. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of cards. But Matthew Prigge points out, if you listen to the video at the end, there's a kid with him, a young teenage boy. It says, the box is for the messed up ones. But you have to listen to it 1,000 times to kind of make out that. And that's what it sounds like, is the ones that have, that are messed up, he's throwing in that box.
Right. He starts to say that at 3 seconds in if you want to listen with headphones.
Yeah.
He couldn't have got a shoebox. Come on, man. He went to U-Haul and got their jumbo moving size.
And maybe that's the
biggest box he could find.
Well, maybe that's the box all the other boxes came in, because we just see a picture of Reggie Jackson this week signing autographs from Topps. And there were a bunch of tiny boxes he had, and he was signing his $3 autograph on them. And so those must have come in a much bigger box, because there were a handful of 600 or 800 count boxes he had lined up there. So
you're taking a 3 or 4 second spot that's really indicting Guerrero on something that's negative and shining it in a negative light and sharing it with the hobby, where everybody's going to be outraged immediately. Oh my gosh, Panini, come on, Guerrero, come on. Values are going to drop, et cetera, et cetera. And let's be honest. If that's what he's doing, he took the box that all that stuff came in and said, nope, that card's ruined. That card's ruined. Did we not just talk about Donruss and their dinged corners just a little bit ago?
And they're made by,
they're made by, who was it? Panini or something?
There you go.
Yeah. So it's one of those things that I don't. Yeah, it's probably sincere. He probably was throwing out the ones that were ruined. You're right. He probably just used the box that everything came in, and he'll package up everything on top, and those will be on the bottom when they go back to Panini.
So here's the
it
picture.
Looks bad.
Best is there's a sample card on top, and it just says sign here.
Yeah, so at least they know where they're supposed to sign. Because, dude, some of these guys don't know where to sign, bro. You've seen it.
And I've heard that from Panini guys, and I've heard that from Leaf guys. That's why they include that, is so that the players know
where to
sign here.
Topps sends out instructions with pens, even.
Yeah.
Like silver signatures and gold signatures. And
somebody tweeted out the brand name of the pens, and you can buy them for $2. So if you're looking to get cards signed instead of using a Sharpie, these are the pens they're using to sign cards. So
yeah, and there's the old notable nicknames from, I think, Museum. So I've got a McGuire one, and it does not say Big Mac, but I think that's what it was supposed to have said, and none of the 25 say that. So Topps gives instructions with them. This is what you need to sign on this particular card, so on and so forth.
Right. You can see handle let dry minimum of 60 seconds. I'm assuming seconds. Please sign the front of the card. Thank you.
No, but the optics are bad on a 4-second video taken out of context. How many times do we see that kind of stuff with celebrities? And TMZ has made a career off of shining people in a bad light on purpose. It's like, I didn't overreact when I first saw it, because it's like, I need to know more. I need the 10 seconds that preceded it and the 10 seconds that proceeded it for me to make an opinion on what exactly was Guerrero doing.
Yeah. No, so it was just interesting. So I think I kind of blown out there for about a day. It got kind of crazy. So, we wanted to share that here at the end of the show. I did send out a couple of links earlier from the About the Cards handle about how you can help out with the Vice family with the shirt, picking up a shirt or donating to their cause on the GoFundMe. So definitely do that. Also, too, we're going to be starting the first show of every month throughout the baseball season. We're going to be reviewing card manufacturers that are currently in the market that have changed hands over time or have gone away for good. We're going to cover their inception. We talked about Inception this week. Their history.
My dad's going to love this show because of all the stupid dad jokes and puns.
What happened and where the license is now. And a few of the manufacturers we're going to hit we're going to hit it like the original Donruss and kind of like where they are now: Leaf, Fleer, O-Pee-Chee, Score, Upper Deck, Pinnacle. We'll probably even touch on Tops a little bit. A lot of people know the whole story with Tops, but we might have them hop in. We kind of wanted to get some brands that were, when we were kids, Tops for me was way more available than say Donruss, Leaf, Fleer, and at the time. And when we saw those as kids, like those no matter what it was, that the base card of Frank White in especially like a Leaf or a Donruss card seemed way cooler than a Tops Frank White card. So just because it was different, we saw more Tops. So kind of going through what those brands look like, what happened to them, where they are now, if they're still around, and so.
So I got one for you, Ben, and for your father. 6-year-old asks, "What's a pirate's favorite letter?" Naturally,
R.
No, you think so, but 'tis the C.
'Tis the C.
Oh, is this where we're laughing now? I forgot about
It's about as good as his Twins are going to do this year.
Hey, we have a C in
right now. We have the worst record in the league, so
that's
I'm not.
Right.
This is American and National League.
You can draft Kyler Murray again next year at the first pick.
Well, if the A's lose tonight or in the morning, depending on how you want to argue it,
at the bottom,
we'll be 0-2 for like a whole 7 days. We'll be the worst team in the league.
We'll have to razz you for that whole 7 days,
dude. That's ridiculous.
But you win tonight or this morning, you could be tied for first.
We would be tied for first,
and you'd be in the wild card hunt.
And that'd be the only time they're tied for first this year.
Hey-o, what happened in 2006, bro?
I don't know, bro.
It shouldn't have happened.
Well, it happened.
Yeah.
I don't seem to remember you winning.
Oh, so like when we say so we're not the worst team in the league. They're the worst team in the league. I just happen to root for them.
Yeah, but why though?
Why them?
Exactly.
Because they're the best team ever.
Not this year.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Yeah, you got jokes.
Yeah.
This is the entirety of what happens that goes on before the show.
Oh, Rick Wilson chimes in, groaner, 'tis the sea.
Oh,
family affair.
Family affair. It really is.
That was a good show, by the way. Remember, we're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe and review our show on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. And follow us on Twitter at About the Cards. Follow Ben at Our Trading Cards. Follow Steph for great jokes at Junkwax Twins. Please follow me at Big Shep 79. And please make sure you share all your hobby stories. Send your great polls and questions our way. Guys, anything else then before we head out?
Just to mess with Ken, Brent and Becca, bro. Brent and Becca.
Yes, there is a secret drinking game to this show. So those rules might be posted later. But if not, guys, have a great weekend. I will be going to a card show here in Sacramento on Saturday at the Crown Plazas. Have another good show, usually like 30 or so tables. Always lots of fun. So if you're going to be in the Sacramento area on Saturday, the Crown Plaza off 80 and Madison, come see me. I'll be there. I'll probably be wearing my Royals gear.
I might be there too, because if it rains tomorrow and Friday, they're going to call the game. The no T-ball, which sucks because it is his first game. That's what sucks.
Yeah. But then, a silver lining in that rain is you and I get to hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, well, I don't know because I was saying stuff that I forgot she's coming home tonight.
Yeah,
I forgot that she was coming home. So
maybe I'll get to borrow an arm or something.
Yeah, There might be enough of me left. I mean, there's enough of me to go around. Trust me.
Nope.
Say goodbye to your friends now.
I don't have friends, just
You
acquaintances.
just want to.
No, I want this. I really want this show to go on.
Yeah. Well, on that note, guys, we're going to end the show tonight. So everyone have a great weekend.
Please stay.
And we'll see you next week for episode 41. I can't believe it. 41.
Episode 4.
Hey, Scott, we could hit Starbucks first. You let me know, buddy.
Scott's buying.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. It's going to be great. Have a good one, everyone.
You guys next week.